Meet the smartest thing humans ever built. It can write you a poem, explain black holes, pass the bar exam. So you ask it one tiny question, what's the weather right now? And it says, sunny, 72 degrees, confident, friendly, completely made up. Because for 13 episodes, every AI we've met has been a genius, trapped in a jar, a brilliant brain that can think and talk and do absolutely nothing else. Look how far that brain has come. It learned to see, to read and write on an engine called attention, to show its work, to teach itself to think, to fold the origami of life, to beat us at Go, to listen, to dream up whole movies, to prove olympiad math. 14 episodes of a brain getting smarter and smarter and smarter. But through every single one of them, it never once got up out of its chair. Today, that changes. Here's the problem, shrunk to kid size. Picture a pop quiz. Kid A has to answer from memory. Door locked, no books, no phone. When Kid A knows the answer, brilliant. When Kid A doesn't, they don't say I'm not sure. They guess, and say it with a perfectly straight face. Scientists have a word for a confident, made-up answer. They call it a hallucination. And a chatbot in a jar is Kid A every single time. Now meet Kid B. Same brain, same quiz. But Kid B is allowed to do one new thing. Get up, walk to the bookshelf, look it up, and come back. That's it. That's the whole leap. We didn't make the brain smarter. We gave it hands. A brain that can take an action in the world and then see what happens has a name. We call it an agent. In 2022, a team at Princeton and Google wrote down exactly how to do this. The paper is called REACT, as in reason plus act. And the idea is a loop with 3 beats. Think, what do I need? Act, go get it. Observe, what came back? Then think again. Thought, action, observation. Around and around until the answer is solid. Reasoning told the AI what to do. Acting let it actually do it. React just glued them together. Watch it work on a real question. The kind you can't answer in one hop. The Colorado orogeny extended into an area. And what's that area's elevation range? A chatbot in a jar would just invent a number. React doesn't. It thinks, first, I need to find the Colorado orogeny. It acts, search, Colorado orogeny. And it observes the actual encyclopedia article come back. Then it keeps going. The article mentions an eastern sector, so it thinks, I need that area. It searches again and reads the real elevation. From about 1800 up to 7,000 feet. Notice what happened. It didn't trust its memory. It went and looked twice and built the answer out of things it actually saw. And because every step is written down, you can read its mind and catch it the instant it's wrong. Remember episode 3? We taught the AI to think step by step. Show your work, like in math class. It was a breakthrough, but it hid a flaw. It was thinking with its eyes closed. A perfect chain of reasoning, built on one fact it half remembered wrong, gives you a perfect chain straight to the wrong answer. Thinking in a vacuum doesn't fix made-up facts. It just makes them sound smarter. React fixes that by forcing a reality check between every thought. Think, But then go observe before you continue. On fact-checking tests, where the AI has to label a claim true, false, or not enough information, that one change matters enormously. Instead of guessing from memory, it goes and fetches the evidence first. And the real win isn't just a higher score. It's trust. You can finally see why. It believes what it believes. But looking things up is the easy part. Can it do a chore? Meet AlphaWorld. A tiny text video game of a house. The AI is told, heat a potato and put it on the counter. No pictures, just words. You're in a kitchen. You see a fridge, a microwave, a counter. To win, it has to type real actions. Go to the fridge, open the fridge, take the potato. Go to the microwave. Here's why the loop wins. The potato isn't where you guessed. You see that and replan on the spot. The old way, an AI trained by copying 100,000 example playthroughs, finished the chore about 37% of the time. React saw just 2 examples. Then it thought and acted and observed its own way through, and won about 71% of the time. Nearly double the success on a tiny sliver of the practice. Same trick, real-world flavor. There's a test called Webshop, a pretend online store with over 1 million products. The AI gets an order, a 3-ounce citrus deodorant, and keep it under $30. Now it has to search, read the listings, click the options, and actually buy the right thing. A brain in a jar can describe shopping. An agent goes shopping. And React beat the older methods at getting the correct item into the cart. And here's where it gets wild. Once your AI can take an action, a search box is just the first tool on the shelf. Because if it can call a search engine, why not a calculator? Why not a calendar? A translator? The hands were the hard part. The toolbox? The toolbox is only getting started. Enter a second paper from Meta 2023, Toolformer. And the wild idea is right there in the title. The model teaches itself to use tools. Nobody sits down and wires up the calculator by hand. Instead, the AI practices on its own, dropping little tool calls into ordinary sentences and keeping only the ones that actually helped. Here's the clever bit. Take a sentence the AI is reading. Out of 1,400 people surveyed, 29% said, right there, it tries inserting a calculator call. Did calling that tool help it guess the next words better? Keep it. Did the tool call just get in the way? Throw it out. Do that across millions of sentences, and the AI learns not just how to use a tool, but when to reach for one, entirely by itself. And the payoff is the best punchline in the whole episode. Toolformer's brain had 6.7 billion settings. It went up against GPT-3, a model with 175 billion, 26 times bigger. And the little model, holding a calculator and a search box, beat the giant that was doing it all in its head. Let that land. The right tool can beat raw brain size. A kid with a calculator can outmath a genius doing it the hard way. Now catch the sleight of hand in all of this. We never built a new brain. Underneath, it is still the exact same engine from episode 5. Attention. The spotlight reading one word at a time. We didn't make it bigger. We didn't make it smarter, we just handed it a search box, a calculator, and the permission to use them. Same genius, brand new hands. And this is the part you've already touched. When your assistant browses the web for today's headlines, that's the loop. When it runs a calculator instead of fumbling the math. When it writes and runs a little program. When it books or shops or fills a form for you. Every single one of those is think, act, observe, repeat. The whole AI agents wave everyone keeps talking about. It's this paper, all grown up. But let's keep it honest, because hands cut both ways. A brain in a jar can only say something wrong. An agent can do something wrong. It can loop forever, chasing its own tail. It can click the wrong button. It can trust a bad search result and run with it. The moment you let an AI act in the real world, its mistakes stop being typos and start being actions, which is exactly why people test these things so carefully. So, 13 episodes, we marveled at a brain that could see, read, dream, reason, and prove. A genius that never once left its jar. This is the episode it reached out and picked something up. We stopped asking what can it say and started asking the question that's going to define everything that comes next. Not what can it say, but what can it do?